us this evening, and we always have this lovely lady. We always enjoy her because she always has something great to talk about. And today, I wrote something on Facebook about life being a journey, life being a story that you tell, and owning your life, living life, and as I always say, embracing life and knowing that, life will always embrace you back. And dreams, it's never too late. You just go for it. And I think that that's very important. And, sometimes it can look like you're procrastinating if you just go on and you're not really making any moves. But what you really can be looked at as preparation, that you're doing some things to prepare. And sometimes things don't go exactly or as fast as you might want it to, but you're still going towards that goal or that dream to fulfill it. So it's like never too late if you just keep in that right direction. And so, in saying that, Pam has been, what she's fixing to share with us today is about forgiveness, about guilt, and then about having real love in your life and knowing how to go about that. And so, what she has done is she's done a 30-day treatment, as she calls it, of prayer. And she started writing this like her first one was like in September 4th of 2016 into December 1st of 2016. And this is 8/27/2019. I mean, yeah, 2019. And so it just goes to show you how the time span, but that sometimes you say that it's a season, it's a time. And I always say it's a reason for the season. So now just happens to be possibly the time with this world being in the condition that it is, people being so troubled, so torn in so many different directions, that she would come to this. This is when this prayer and meditation is really, really needed. So, Pam, what what really and truly motivated you, and what motivates your writing? By the way, and I said that in Facebook, that she wrote the lyrics to three of my songs on my CD. You are my Mr., a woman talking to her man, and then I See You, which are three phenomenal pieces, and the lyrics just tell it all. I say that Pam not only talks about love, she does that action thing. She really shows love in all she does. So that's why we love her so much, because she's a very, very real and genuine sister, and we just adore her. So tell us what really and truly motivated you, why we asked our producer, um, Wanda B, to give us a little air.
Well, first of all, I want to thank Zimra again and Ed for having me on. It's always a pleasure when I have an opportunity to come on and just share information, because that's what it's really all about, is sharing information. And there's no right and there's no wrong. There's no me right, you wrong, or vice versa. We're just here to share information and to help one another do our best to live better lives, because that's what it's
Really
really
good
and
about.
truly all about, living your best life. And you can do that at any time, and you just be open. Ed and I was talking on the way over here, and one of the things that we were talking about is open your mind and be healed. So you want to mind, you don't want to have a limited view on things. This life, this world that we live in is huge, it's vast, and it is amazing. But it is that way if you make it that way. If you
Exactly.
believe that it could be that way. And that's a key word that you're going to be hearing a lot in the next few years, and that's about belief. You're going to hear people talking about your level of belief and understanding and what it is that you believe. I, I'm just very distraught about what's going on in our families, what's going on in our communities, what's going on in our country and the world. You
Absolutely.
know, there's so much. It seems that there's so much hate, and it's probably because the media is pounces on that. They rather highlight the hate and the discord more so than the love, because there's
Exactly.
love there. There are families who love one another. There's great relationships. There's cities. There are communities where people do good things with and for each other.
Hmm.
And my cry is that those of us who have that mindset, we need to speak louder.
Yes.
We need to share our love more. And in doing that, I know one of the things that we as human beings have challenges with, and that is forgiving. Forgiving. There's two things about forgiveness. I believe in forgiving yourself, and then I believe in forgiving others.
Absolutely.
And if you can forgive yourself, sometimes for feeling guilty, because you procrastinate and you don't get what you think you should be doing done, then you beat yourself up. So sometimes we have to forgive ourselves. And then I think when we do that, we make it easier to forgive others.
Absolutely.
What, Pam? I mean, next question. What is the easiest method to start to forgive yourself? Because people have a hard time with that. They can forgive other people, at least they say they can, but they will forgive them before they will forgive themselves.
Well, that was asking me earlier, how do you go about forgiving yourself? And why would you, what's the reason that you would forgive yourself? But
Oh, that you wouldn't.
that you would, because some people don't think that, how can I forgive me? What have I done
They
to
don't
me?
understand. Right.
Right. What have I done to myself? But there's so many things that goes under. For example, if you've made a decision years ago and that
Hmm.
decision has shaped your life. For
Has a big
example, if a
impact.
young lady had an abortion when she was young and she cannot get over that. She was sorry. She thought perhaps that she did it at that time. It was the right thing to do. And so she did it. But now she's
She has
beating herself
regrets.
up on about it. There's nothing you can do about it, but love it. Love it. Love the decision that you made back then, because you wouldn't do it now. So if you wouldn't do it now, you're beating up on somebody who would not have done what you did then.
Yes.
So a lot of times, you have to think about why you did what you did, why you feel the way you feel. A lot of people don't do that. They don't take stock in what they're feeling.
Yes.
So that's one of the things that I do. I say you need to take time, and it's going into the science.
And it's going into soul searching. And then
Yes,
sometimes when it comes to that, that's the way in forgiving yourself. I think that's what rids people of baggage. That's
yes.
why so many relationships carry so much baggage into
Hmm.
them, because they cannot get rid of the old.
That's
But the
exactly
only
right.
way that you can come into the new is that you have to release all of that and let that go. And we
That's right.
always talk about that, because you can never talk about it too much, because a lot of people struggle with that.
Just like clothes in your closet. Now, I can talk about clothes in my closet because I have clothes in my closet. But I like getting new clothes. I like new shoes. I like new bags. I like new. But I will not have room if I don't move some of those old clothes out.
Yep.
It's Yeah.
Yes.
So I think we have to become more conscious of how we think, and how we feel about what we think, because that's when the demonstration comes. When
Yes.
your thinking and your feeling faculties align themselves.
Right.
So, wouldn't this particular dispensation in our time, with the upheaval of all of the hatred and negative feelings in the universe, Would that be a good thing? Because nowadays it brings about so much introspective thinking and people examining where they are in the world and how they feel about things, how they really feel about it. Is there's a dichotomy in the universe? There's something that seems that each other exactly the same. It means the same thing. So negative is positive, positive is negative, light is dark. So something seems bad, actually it's really good. That
Right.
you know what I'm saying?
Well, I tell you, it really is how you look at it.
Okay, there you go.
It's all about that.
And you have to look at it in a way that it will what? Empower you.
Yes, that's what I said, because we
That's
have the
thing.
power.
Oh yes. And our creator, whatever being or energy you want to say is stronger than you, that's how we were created. And we are the most magnificent creation ever. And we're the most troubled. Because we can do what? Choose.
But
There you
we
go.
don't believe that. The hardest thing is get people to believe that they are actually contributing to their own history and their own story. That they have an effect on their everyday life, whether they know it or not. That things are not happening to them; it's happening because of them.
Yeah.
Well, it goes back to your thinking. And that's one of the things that we must do as individuals who are aware. We have to start talking to our children when they're young.
In the womb.
Very
Oh,
young, very young.
absolutely.
That's
Absolutely.
very,
And
yeah.
we know that dealing with our children in the womb works because we have them listening to music, we have them listening to the ocean, we have them listening to our voice. We know that works.
Yes.
So if we can those of us who are conscious, it is our responsibility. And I say that going back to talking about uh, racism and things like that. I It is our responsibility to tell our children our history. We cannot leave that up to anyone else. It is our responsibility to educate our children. It was against the law for them to teach us. We could not read. That was the law. Why are we constantly expecting them to do for us that we're not doing for ourselves? That's a whole nother subject. We could talk about that.
All day long. Yeah, we can talk about that.
But
Yeah.
I'm talking about forgiveness. I'm saying the other piece about forgiveness is forgiving others, and we're going to go right back to that. It's forgiving others. It is very important to let it go.
Let it go.
Let it. Oh, that's easier said than done, Pam. And you're right. And since you know it's easier said than done, do it.
So is this part of purging?
Yes, because forgiveness is a cleansing.
Definitely.
It's like you detox your body.
That's right.
So it's like a cleansing. So and you know that you need to forgive someone or a situation when you think about that person or that situation and
Your automatic emotional response.
yeah,
Automatically, you start feeling good,
yeah,
bad, or whatever. It's
yeah.
different.
That's how you can
That you know
recognize
is
it.
still affecting you.
Right. So when you just let it go, when you're no longer talking about them or feeling that negativity about them or that situation, then you know you've let it go. But if you have not, you have to work with it. And that's what I have a treatment that I really believe it will work. And the reason I'm saying that is because I've used it, and it's fasting and meditating, and it will work.
Man, where can I get this treatment?
Well, I will email it to individuals, and of course it's free because I mean I know happy people act better. And if you're happy, you're going to be living a wonderful life.
That's
You know,
right.
You stay happy.
I do, I do,
Yeah.
and
And that's what it's about. Because when
oh
when you're
yeah,
happy, you make people around you happy.
that's right, and that's what. Do you understand who we are? If you understood who you are, and you are a magnificent creature.
Yes.
We don't realize that. And we don't have to hate other people. We don't have to dislike them. We don't have to be jealous. We don't have to be envious.
No.
We don't have to be any of that. I tell you this.
Takes too much energy.
It really does. But if you would just do this for, I'm going to make it easy, 3 days.
3.
Starting tomorrow. Get up. Once you get up and you say to yourself, hello, how are you this morning? Oh, that might sound ridiculous, but do it anyway. And when you meet people, meet them with a smile, not only on your face, but in your eyes.
That's right. Eyes
Pay
tell the
attention
soul.
to people and give compliments to 10 people just for the next 3 days.
Real compliments.
Real
Real.
compliments.
So
Genuine.
This is 3 and 10.
3, yes. And so what this is going to do is going to put you in a frame of thinking great thoughts, thinking nice, being kind. And you watch what happens to you.
Yes.
And I'm going to tell you, it is all about you. Now, I'm going to say it's always all about me, but it is all about
that's
you.
a song. It's all about you.
You can write that.
That's good. Okay.
It's all about me.
Go, girl.
All righty. This is exactly how things start. That's how we wrote I See You.
And you are, and everything. My
Yes,
mister.
Just started off and made it up.
Right. So it's a wonderful thing. It's a wonderful thing. And forgiveness is not a difficult thing to do. You just have to decide. You have to make up your mind that I'm going to be happy.
Because you know what we always say anyway, the bottom line is that you do not forgive for the other person. You forgive so you can move on.
Right.
And I don't care how hard or difficult it is, you have to soul search. Because most of the times anyway, if you really, really look at it, unless someone has killed your dog or killed your family or did something, and then you have to still find in your heart even to forgive that.
Right.
You just cannot. Absolutely. If you want good to come to you, if you want your sun to shine on you, you have to let it go.
So in
I
other
don't care
words,
what
it's
it
basically
is.
a very selfish way of looking at things.
Well,
I
you
do
use the
not
word
want something.
selfish.
Yeah.
I say all about me.
All about me. All about
It's
me.
all
then.
about me.
Right. I don't want
Right.
anything that affects me in a negative way
Right.
to have any type of position in my life. So there, I got to let you go
That's right.
because you are affecting me in a negative way. So I have to forgive you for me
And you
to
have
move
to
on.
And you have to say it lovingly. I release you to your. I lovingly release you
To your good.
to your good. Because believe it or not, I don't know what they've done. But God loves them just like He loves you.
That's right.
And wherever we are is where we're supposed to be. And we're all going through our own spiritual journey.
That's right.
So I mean, if I may have hurt you. I've done something to you, and I may not even say that I'm sorry. But that's what you've got to go through. But I'm going to say, you know what? Hey, I forgive you.
And it's nothing like sitting down and having a conversation and talking with that person. You might, usually, like I said, it's not really and truly something that is just outlandish.
That reminds me of a study that was done in a large university where they had young people and old people sit down and talk to each other one-on-one. Just sit down and talk and look in each other's eyes and have a conversation. It changed the whole relationship and the way they saw each other. Before young people saw older people, where older people saw younger people, because they took the time to sit down and talk.
Because they realized that they were young like that at one time.
Yeah, we did a study like that on the cruise we went on
with Bishop
Carlton Pearson.
Yeah,
remember
we
had individuals stand in front of each other and just look into the other person's eyes
and then write something. Because Pam was my partner.
Yeah, that's
how long was that?
I still have the paper. How long was that? That was about 12 years ago.
Yeah,
I still have that paper where Pam wrote about me.
I think it was 3 minutes or 5 minutes. You had to look into the person. And say so. Don't just look at them and see how hard that is to look at another person.
Yes, and you can even do that right now, even with your mate.
Yeah, sit
and look at them, and you'll discover something even even something new.
Take the time to notice each other and
Yeah,
say,
that's
I
awesome.
see you.
Yeah, yeah.
That's one of our
But
songs.
that guilt
Right. And the other thing too, you
is
want to take
carrying
under
guilt.
consideration though about forgiveness that someone may have actually done something to you. They
Yes.
may have harmed you. They may have hurt you. They may have disappointed you. That is real for that person. I say, however, you still have to find it in your heart to release it. If you don't want to say, "Well, I don't want to forgive them," just release it from you.
Yes.
And in order to do that, you may not have the power right then. So that's when you go to the Holy Spirit. That's when you go into meditation. That's when you go into the silence and you talk to the silence. I don't want to feel like this. This is something that I don't want in my life. I don't want to feel. And if you do that, you will,
Enough times.
I'm telling you,
Yeah.
you will wake up
It
one
will
day
leave you.
and
It will
you'll see
leave you.
that person when you see him.
It won't bother you.
You want to unhug them.
Well,
I don't know about all that. I don't know about all that, but it won't bother you anymore.
or better yet, they
Well,
might
I'm
come up
like
and
that.
hug you.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But
I'm
the
I'm
thing
like
is,
that though.
we have to. Oh yeah, Zemrah is ridiculous. She
She doesn't meet any strangers at all.
it's ridiculous. Do you remember that time we had a conversation and I was asking you about a particular person and I was saying, like, and they've done some things. I would not. I would be. I would have released them to the wonderful place that God has for them, and
I like that.
lovingly.
I like that.
But this one, she talks to him. She calls him up. I be like, how do you do that? And I was really wondering, how do you do that right there with that person?
Yeah. Because I try to practice what I preach for
Yeah,
one thing.
yeah.
So you do have to forgive,
Let it go.
let it go.
But now, do you
And it makes
think?
my life happier.
Well, that's it. See, it goes
It
back
makes
to
my
you.
No,
life
see, Zim
happier.
can't hold on. I've
I don't
noticed,
hold on to
I
all that.
noticed it
As
for.
Marion says, I don't hold on to all that
I mean,
foolishness.
Right.
I know it for a fact. She can't hold on to anything negative very
Right.
long
Yeah.
Right.
because if she does anything to make me angry. If I get angry, but she can't hold it for a day,
Right.
No.
not for a whole day.
Right.
Mm-mm.
And by
Right.
that evening, she's like, you might as well forget this.
Right.
I'm not going to be
Yeah.
mad anymore.
Yeah.
Well, see, that's good because see, and then you don't live in regret.
Right.
You don't live worrisome.
Hmm.
See, and that's one of the things that will bring on reasons to forgive. So that's another thing you have to look at.
And holding on to anger, holding on to disappointment, because that's gonna happen. That's part of life.
Yes.
As
And
well,
holding on to all of that, that is definitely what causes disease.
that's
Disease.
like taking poison and hoping the other person dies.
Right.
It doesn't work that way. It's toxic to your system,
It is.
and anything that's toxic to your system, you should find a way to get rid of it.
Well, like Pam
immediately.
said, you got to detox, and
Yes.
detox is going on and releasing it and letting it go.
Right.
But one of the things too that you talked about is the prayer,
Oh,
and
yeah.
really with the prayer and meditation. Which meditation, a lot of people like Ed is very very good at meditating. Everybody doesn't know how to meditate, but
Right.
share a little bit about you mentioned about getting in a quiet space
Right.
and just for a few minutes. It doesn't have to be a
An
long time,
hour
and
or
just
anything.
going within
Right.
and
I suggest that when you're going through the treatment, you make an appointment with the Holy Spirit,
right.
with the universe, and it's an appointment that you keep. I also suggest that you not look at it as a task. Oh, I got to do this. Oh, I'm doing this treatment. No, it is a joy because it is something that is going to amplify your life. It's something that's going to make your life better.
You look at it as a blessing.
Yes, indeed. So I suggest that you get up in the morning about 3 a.m. It's so quiet around that time. Now I can say that because most times I'm still up, but I'm working on going to bed earlier. But if you make an appointment to get up at 3, give yourself 30 minutes and you go into the silence. You'll see it's so quiet around that time of the morning. Um, the spirit, the universe is all awakened and it's getting ready for the new day. And if you just still yourself, and the prayer, I don't have it in front of me, and it's the strangest thing. The Creator gives me prayers and everything. I don't remember a thing. That's why I have to write everything down.
Well, that's
I don't I
smart.
don't just remember it like
That's
that.
wisdom.
But I tell you, it's a beautiful prayer of praise to you and to the Creator and to what it is that you want, what it is that you desire.
And be Pacific.
Yes.
And you know what? Let me just stop you right quick, Pam. You can also call in if you have any questions or anything. You can call in at 708 223 8953. We're really serious
more
about
time.
this segment. 708 223 8953. It's a very, very serious segment, I think, because to go within spiritually and know that things can make a difference and you can just put it to the test because like Johnny Coleman always said, it works if you work it, and that's for real.
Absolutely.
Well, shouldn't that be like one of the first things you learn as a child? As to, I am going to go into a place where I can get the answers to any question, any problem I ever have in my life, and I know they got the answer. Whenever I get lost in life, I can always go there. Shouldn't that be something you be taught at a very early age?
Yes.
Well, that's what we
Yes.
that's
Because I
why
know they was taught to us when we were younger,
Yes.
because that's what we found out in church. Because you had to go,
oh,
had
you
to
had to
learn
go to
it.
church.
He said, if you got any problems, you take it to the Lord in prayer. Actually, what he's saying is you need to meditate on the universe, who will give you all the answers to anything you want to know.
That's right.
And if you got a source that has that kind of power and that kind of information, what would stop you from going there and asking for it when you
Right.
know they got it? That's
Right.
like asking a rich man for $1,000. It ain't because he, he don't give it to me because he ain't got it. Because I know he got it.
Right.
So if you go and ask the universe for anything, I know they got the answer. Just
Yeah.
wait.
Just go within.
Go within and wait for it. It's coming.
Well, Pam, just read a little bit of your prayer. Uh, do you have any of it with you?
No.
Okay, so the
Well,
part of it was like you said, being still
oh
and
yeah.
asking the Lord to bless your being, bless your surroundings, and like you said, and being pacific about what you want, what you need in your life, but mainly asking the Creator to bestow upon your soul forgiveness.
Right. Right. This prayer is this treatment rather is about forgiveness. It's about releasing resentment, jealousy, envy, disappointment,
Yes.
procrastination, things
Anger.
like that, anger, hesitation, whatever is in your life now that is not allowing you to move forward, then you need to release that thing, release that person. And I say, when you release in people, you don't release that individual, you release their behavior, you release what they're doing.
Yes.
Don't ever give a person's name or that you want to eliminate them, because what you send out comes back. If you notice, when you're pointing at someone, three fingers are pointing back at you. So you don't want to send out anything negative about anyone,
Absolutely
because the
not.
very thing that you send out about them, it could happen
Comes right
to
on back.
you. So you
Exactly.
don't want that, and that's not the proper way to even pray. So the thing is to be consistent. The thing is also to believe that what it is that you want, you desire, you can have.
Yes.
And so if your mind has gone there, some people don't even think about it, which is another thing that I like to talk about. You have to be conscious of how you think and what you think. Some people don't even know that they're not happy. That some people don't even think about anything. They just going along in life.
Well, they've been unhappy so long they don't know what that is.
Exactly, exactly. So we wanna do things. We wanna say things. We wanna lift spirits. Say something kind, and you can say it to children. Oh, I love giving children compliments, looking them in the eye. Because you are empowering. You have no idea as an adult, what you could say to a child that will mark that child forever.
For life.
That's right. And we must be conscious of that. And so give people compliments. Seniors, I love old people.
Oh,
I
wow.
love them because look what they have gone through
Yes.
to even still be here. We have to learn to respect one another.
There it is.
And it starts with respecting who?
Yourself. Yeah. And believing in
And
yourself.
I kid you not, if you respect and love you, you will have no problems
Right.
respecting and loving others.
You know what you want.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you want to give. That's why I love that song. Here's the life. All you give is all you get.
That's right.
So give it all you got. And speaking of songs, we're going to hear one of my songs. We're going to let Wanda B pick one of her favorite songs from Love is Possible. I want you to like us on Facebook and go to CD Baby. My music is there, and we're still waiting on my other music to come to Pandora and iTunes and all of that. So hopefully in the next week or so. I'm so serious about it. I hope it'll be up.
You are my baby, my darling, my love. You are music to my ears. You are the beat of my heart. You are my joy, my peace, my love. You are the place my life starts. Yes, you are. You are my inspiration. You are my happy. You are my tears. You are the sugar in my coffee, chocolate in my cake. Yes, you are. Now make no mistake, baby, you are. You are. You are the place my life starts. Yes, you are. You are daybreak news. Baby, with you I know I'll never be blue. You are the color in red. So bold, so bold, yeah. You are, baby.
Bam.
You are.
What were you thinking when you wrote those lyrics? I did that song. I think I told you a couple of weeks ago that I did that for a wedding in Texas, boy. And when it got to you, all the sugar in my coffee and chocolate in my cake, boy, they just had a. So, what were you thinking when you talking about power?
I don't even want to know.
Well,
The lyric, the
yeah.
words are just. It was a joy turning those lyrics into a song.
I there again, when I write, I just put in what I want, what I'm desiring. I've not been in a relationship in a long time.
Don't hold back.
And I'm just putting it out in the universe what I want. The song My Mister I tell you right now, I just say the next guy that get me, he's got a train. Because
Hold
I
on,
mean,
baby.
I believe in love on every level.
Yes.
Intimate, spiritual,
Brothers, you missing
everything.
out. You all got to get to going.
But I tell
We got some beautiful sisters out here.
and most people just want to be in love.
Yeah.
I mean, and some people, oh, what is that? But it's a wonderful thing. It's a wonderful thing, and I just remember.
Well,
What it is
most
that I
people, a
want.
lot of people I find out these days have a fear of love.
Yeah.
They have a fear of anything emotionally intense because they have a fear of loss. So rather than uh, have that pain, they rather not have it at all.
Oh wow.
That's why they got get. That's why
Yeah,
they
you
have to
got to
do
get
some
rid of
forgiving.
that.
That-
And see, you have to be
that's
vulnerable, and
that's
it's okay.
yeah, but being vulnerable means you have to let go of fear,
Well, that's what you
and
have to
fear
do.
is what controls the majority of most people's lives.
What is fear?
It's
False
evidence
evidence
appearing real,
real.
and it's
So
not
if
real
you,
to you.
but if you know that, see,
They don't know that.
just try.
People do not know that they
I
have
know it.
that
So
kind of power.
that is what our challenge is. Your challenge is to reveal the truth.
To
You know,
yourself.
yes, there's no need to be afraid. I mean, afraid of what? You're afraid of something that you think you know rather than trying to figure out something that you don't know. Just let it go. Just know that the good that you're expecting, you're going to receive.
Well, I think a lot, so many people in relationships, because, most people at our age, they've been married and they're in their second marriage, which I can say second time is always great. But a lot of times people, they're not sure. And I always say it's insecurity. It's insecurity, and they have the fear that am I going to be in the same type of relationship that I was in? I mean, and I give myself an applause because the things that I went through and the turnaround and leave myself open to go into another relationship. I mean, hey, second time is always second time around is awesome.
It's what I did one time to try to let go of fear, because I used to have bad dreams about being chased and eaten
You
and
still have some
killed.
insecurities, though.
That like I get rid of those fears because I retrained my mind and changed the way I looked at it. So when I changed my mind, I attacked that which attacked me, and I compared it to walking into the sun with a fireproof suit on. If I knew that no matter how hot it got, I could not be hurt, then you don't mind doing it.
Because you're saying you had a shield?
I have a shield, so
And
therefore I cannot get hurt. Never too much that I cannot revive myself, or that I will not survive it. There's no wound you can give me that I will not survive. Once you convince yourself of that, you take away the fear.
But that's because
Then
you have that.
well, we're talking about relationship. We're talking spiritually.
I know
I
what
can
you're
go
saying.
into a relationship, and no matter what you turn out to be, or what kind of lie you tell me, or what kind of disappointment I have, I will survive it. Most people don't go into things because they don't know that they will survive it. They think they will not survive.
But do you think that you survive it because of the fact that you have that, like you said, you have a cover of armor, a shield, more or less, over it.
Right.
So you don't think that that's a form of insecurity?
No, it's a form of protection that I know that I'm not afraid.
But
I
you
can
are
take.
afraid of it,
No,
then
you're
you don't
not.
have the
No,
shield.
no, because you are. That's your natural shield. That's not something that you hiding behind.
Okay.
That is you. That's who you are. That's what you made of. You are made of a protective shield. Your spirit is. You cannot kill. No matter what you do, no one can kill your spirit. No matter who they are, no matter what they bring, no matter how big they are, no, I don't care if they're Goliath, they cannot kill your spirit.
Well,
Because
they cannot if you don't allow it.
no, I'm not
Because
allowing it because
some
I know
people,
who I am. I know whose I
yeah,
am.
because some people don't. Some people you
Right.
can really
And
kill
that
their spirit.
right, and
That's a whole nother
that's
Well,
subject
that's
no,
if
too.
you're gonna
that's
kill
not.
anybody, that's the first thing you have to do is the spirit.
Yeah.
But
Kill them.
if you don't know that, if you're not confident in
Or
yourself,
secure
and see
enough.
that's where you have to go. You have to know yourself
There you
before
go.
you even get into a relationship. And that's what I think people don't do.
Ah,
I
yes.
don't think that people are clear. That's why we go back to saying you have to think about things. I don't think people are clear as to what it is that they want or
Who they
who
are.
they are.
Right.
See, if you know what you want, there's certain things you're just not going to tolerate.
No, it ain't happening.
There's just certain things. If somebody says something to you and you don't like the way you feel when that person say it,
You know exactly what to do.
I'm not your type.
We out.
You're not my type. Bye.
Mhm.
And you don't have to get into a relationship with them, but once you see a few things that they do and you like that, then you are acquiescing.
Mhm.
And that's what you cannot do. You have to keep your own standards, but you have to be clear as to who you are. You have to be confident. I hear people saying sometimes when they're in a relationship and the relationship goes sour, and then the guy or the woman leaving. Oh, what was wrong with me? Why did they do that? What was wrong with me?
I know you said,
Me?
Pam said, what was wrong with
Wrong with
them?
me? What was wrong with you? There's nothing wrong with me.
And a lot of
And
people
that's how
do
you have to
question
think.
that.
Right. Don't think it's you, especially ladies and guys, because there are good guys out here, and the good women. But if you know that you have given your all to this individual, you've given your heart, you've given your soul, you've done all that you can do, don't take it on you. It's their fault. It's they're not where you need them to be. You just
Ease
admit
on down
Bless
the
them.
road.
that's how lovingly
Lovingly bless them
to the
Always
place that they
lovingly.
need to
to
be.
the place they need to be.
See, so that's what we have to do. But what I'm really want to emphasize is that it is time that we become more conscious of how we feel, how we think, what we think.
Yes.
We must become more conscious on being kind to one another. We have to be more conscious of being positive and don't think negative first. Let's think positive. Let's think wonderful,
And happy.
happy.
Yes.
And I think if we just have that in the forefront, that we're going to think the best,
It makes a
it
difference.
absolutely make a difference. I challenge you. I challenge you. I'm
So
going
her
to give
3 days
I'm going to
because
give you I'm going to give my email address,
yes.
because if you want to email me, or if you want the prayer, the forgiveness prayer, and I'm going to tell you, people, it is wonderful. It works. It really does. My email address is wilks.pamela@yahoo.com. And you can share that if you have anyone in your life who is going through something. The other thing that hurts my heart is when I hear young people committing suicide. Oh, it
Yes.
hurts my heart, uh, because there's a place you could
Oh,
go,
it's such
you
and
know,
it's
and
such
you
a
don't
big,
know that.
beautiful. It's just
Yes, it's
find the beauty inside of
yes,
you.
and so if you know someone that's going through something, if you know someone who's going through needs forgiving, or just
Prayer.
email me. Yeah, prayer, and I'll pray with you. I'll send prayer. I do that. I am a writer,
She has a
so
wonderful,
Mhm.
creative.
wonderful
I,
spirit.
I have a lot of things that I think will help, and I think each one of us, every one of us, can help in our own community.
Absolutely.
Find individuals who you can uplift. Find individuals that you can love. That will help release you having to forgive someone. You'll find
Yes.
out the next thing you know, I'm telling you, you're not going to have that feeling.
And
You're gonna,
start out with a smile, just even to a stranger. But we
yeah.
are at our time. Next,
Oh
we
my.
have coming up is
We'll
Pillow
talk
Talk with
God.
God. That's
Oh.
that's coming right on in with our
Wow.
message today.
Yeah.
But we hope and pray that you got something. We always our desire and wishes that you always get something from our segment, and we always bring in something about life, love, because that's what we believe in. Is like I always say, you here's the life. You embrace life, and it will certainly embrace you back. We are here every Tuesday from 6 to 7 p.m. And again, like us on Facebook. And what I'd like you to do, if you really and truly got something out of this segment, please share it. And Pam, say your email again.
My email address is Wilks, WILKS dot Pamela, PAMELA
And
at yahoo.com.
And we're going to have her back. We're going to come back with part 2 next week, and then share some of the portion of the prayer. And again, take the 3 days that she suggests. Just take 3 days and go into yourself, forgive others, and you'll be surprised what a difference that will make. And then just give someone a smile, and just say bless you, and just to a stranger,
Just 3 and
just
10.
see how it makes you feel. May you have a good rest of your evening. Thanks for joining us. Here's to life, your life. And we'll thanks for coming, Pam.
You're so welcome.
And we'll see you next week.
All
You
right.
have a good evening.
And,
And thanks to Wanda B and Ed.
and as always, I'd like to thank Earl and Wanda B for giving me a chance to be myself again.
Good night. Have a sweet evening.
I want to thank you